bring in Republican Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. She's been talking to veterans about the situation in Afghanistan. I know I spoke to you yesterday, Senator. You've been talking to veterans there in your home state. They are outraged over what we are hearing. What are they saying to you?
You know, a lot of them sound just like General Keane right now. They cannot figure out what is going on. They're concerned about the men and women that are there at the airport. They hope that this is not going to turn into a situation where ISIS-K comes at them. They are very concerned about our partners and leaving them behind. They're concerned about the message this sends to our allies, and they cannot imagine what the president is possibly thinking. And in Tennessee, Sandra, I have to tell you, people are just so concerned about the message this sends. We've had National Guard troops, we've had Fort Campbell and the 101st, and many of our friends and neighbors who have served in the war on terror have served admirably, have kept this nation safe from a terrorist attack for 20 years. And they're looking at Joe Biden just sent all of this tumbling in the past week, and they cannot imagine who is advising him or if he is listening to any advice. They do believe that they see this as not standing with the military and not standing with the promises that we made to our allies. And a lot of them are saying we sure miss President Donald Trump and Secretary Pompeo.
You know, Senator, I spoke with a former administration official yesterday who raised an issue to me, which Jennifer Griffin happened to raise today to John Kirby at the Pentagon, and that is how many of these evacuees have shown up on the terror watch list? And for every evacuee who has documentation who shows up on the terror watch list, there are a lot more who have no documentation at all. Are you concerned that people with ties to terrorism could potentially be slipping through here, making their way out of Afghanistan, and maybe headed toward the United States?
We're concerned about that and concerned about the fact that the Pentagon and the State Department don't have lists of Americans that are there, that they seem to not have list of our SIV applicants that are there. And likewise, John, very concerned about what is going on the southern border and the fact that we have already apprehended terrorists, people that were on the terrorist watch list there at the southern border. France has apprehended someone who was let go from the prison there at Bagram Air Base. But see, what is happening is just a dismantling of what we have had with our partners and allies to defend against this war on terror. And people are saying, hey, wait a minute, you have so terribly mismanaged this. You did not want a conditions-based strategy and exit. What you wanted was a date certain, but you forgot to put a strategy in place. You didn't have an orderly process withdrawal. And that is the reason that you're ending up with this chaos and confusion and this lack of trust in what the president and his team are doing.
It is brutal to think about what happens at midnight in Kabul, August 31st, and the U.S. surrenders control of that airport there in Kabul. The political implications are heavy, obviously. You've seen the approval ratings of this president plummeting in the wake of all of this. Up on the screen, USA Today, Suffolk University poll overall, it has dropped to 41%, the disapproval on his handling of Afghanistan. As General Keane mentioned, now it's 62%. Senator, really great to have you on this afternoon. Thank you.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Senator. Of course, our best to everybody in Tennessee suffering through the horrible flooding there as well. You know, when you look at that approval, and obviously, Sandra, right now, the focus is rightly on getting people out of Afghanistan. But this is going to have lasting implications for President Biden and maybe on into the midterm elections. A long time between now and November 2022, but this is a big deal.
Such a dire warning from General Keane there, speaking about what we are about to see happen in just a matter of days. And what stood out to us yesterday, having the senator on here this afternoon, she put this out there. This is the beginning of the end for the Biden presidency.